Welcome back, listeners. This is the Hit Pause Podcast, the podcast where we tell you what to watch on YouTube or what not to watch, which actually often happens as well. As well as a bit of news, bit of the old, big important stuff. You know how it is. I'm here with my wonderful co-host, David.
Yeah, that's me.
He's yaying because he's always complaining that I always just introduce myself and don't introduce him. But now I'm waiting for you to introduce me. What's up?
And I'm also with my co-host, Ayman.
What, no wonderful... I gave you a compliment, dude.
Yeah, I know, but you're Ayman today.
Great. Thanks a bunch. Jeez. Why do I even
I gotta
bother?
say, though, your intros, I can never tell if we're gonna have a crazy hyper one or we're gonna have a professional serious one. But that's why I'm here. I'm here for the ride.
To be honest, after last week, I should have gone the opposite way and just been like...
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
We're gathered here today to talk about Hip Pause Podcast.
So, David, how has your week in YouTube been? No, okay. Let's start with how has your week been, okay?
How's my week? Oh, you know what? Happy New Year,
Oh, yeah,
by the
Happy
way.
New Year, yeah. Happy New Year. To all the listeners as well.
Yeah, exactly. We care about you guys too. It's not just us two. You know what? I normally go crazy with New Year's Eve. You know, I go full out. I do the drinking. I do the clubs. I do the let's go wild. Let's meet people. Let's make friends with people and add them on Facebook, and then the next morning delete them. You know, that kind of life.
David, you absolutely love New Year's. David has some wild New Year's stories that we won't be going into anytime soon on this podcast, but
when we eventually evolve into a podcast where we can swear, say stuff that's not safe for work, then we'll get into it.
But right now, don't worry, we are totally safe for work.
We are example free. But this year, I kind of wanted to do the same thing as always, but let's just say I kind of drank too much that it was around 10 p.m., ready to go out, and I just kind of passed out. And next thing I knew, it was 5 a.m. in my Airbnb. So that didn't go out. That didn't go down so well.
So you were actually asleep for the New Year's?
Yep.
Wow.
Had no idea that that people even celebrated.
Wow. You're like the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Like, have you gotten old in the last year? What happened?
Well, I hope not. I'm gonna try and make up for it and go out week on, week out.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta make up for it. I mean, come on.
Yeah. What about you?
Mine was chilled, but not that level of chilled. Mine was just a few of us around someone's house, just having some drinks, singing stupid songs, and
singing songs, huh?
Yeah. We were all none of us knew that. Auld Lang Syne, the song, the New Year's song.
Yeah.
We were all singing that. Nobody knows the words, so we're just going on for ages with bagpipes playing off YouTube.
Oh man.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, quite chill, but good.
No one brought out the rock band. You guys just did it straight off music playing.
Oh yeah. We
respect.
Yeah. All a cappella, baby.
All natural.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been good. So how's your YouTube life been this past week? We're gonna I guess jump into it. Let's just jump right into it. Let's jump into the time watched stats. So last week I mentioned that this is a tradition. David kind of called me out on that because he's like, we've done it about 3 times, but whatever. I'm gonna keep calling it a tradition until it is actually a tradition. But every week we go through our time watch stats on YouTube and have a little compare. So
and you can play along.
Yeah, you can play along at home. So actually, I will say mine is very skewed because today I had some people over and we were playing some games and we had some ambient music in the background.
Okay.
So I had 2 videos running in the background, one windy sounds, one fireplace sounds, and they were playing for about 3 hours. So that's 2 videos at 3 hours. So that adds an additional 6 hours It's probably not quite 3 hours. It's probably like 2.5. It's probably an extra 5 hours on my stats for today.
All right. I'll bear that in mind.
It's still very high though. There was maybe another video going at some point. Anyway, whatever. What have you got for your today?
Today I am exactly 2 hours 0 minutes.
Not bad. Not bad. So mine's 8 hours 59 minutes. Okay, so like I said, that's nice. Slightly skewed, but mine's probably around 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, because I basically just spent all morning just like sitting in front of the TV, which by the way is my new favorite pastime.
I thought you were gonna say my New Year's resolution.
Yeah,
just sit in front of the TV more
with YouTube. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it should be.
Yeah, it is. It should be. Yeah.
What did you have yesterday?
Yesterday, oh baby, this is the lowest I think I've ever got. I've got 0 hours 8 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So I literally.
Where were you?
What was I doing yesterday? Actually, that's a good point.
Passed out from the day before.
Yeah, no, yesterday I had a friend over and we were just like, we were playing video games all day.
Nice.
We weren't watching anything on YouTube.
I had 1 hour 4 minutes.
Okay, nice. Okay, past week.
Yeah.
Past week.
Past week, 6 hours 24.
Ooh. Mine's 12 hours 30.
Okay. So you should have double my daily average.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, basically, yeah.
54 minutes daily average.
Yeah, 1 hour 47.
Yep.
So that's because mine's a bit skewed. So mine's probably more like, I don't know, 8 hours 30 minutes overall.
I see. Oh, it's funny that like we're talking about this because actually my last video that I watched was a YouTuber called Black Nerd Comedy. I mean, I think that's what his channel's called, but his name's Andre, and he did a video on his social media like use throughout the whole of 2018 and how much he thought he was like on like either his phone or just, editing videos, and he just thought that it was getting a bit unhealthy. And like just on his phone, apparently his iPhone clocked that he did 6 hours 50 something as a daily average.
What?
Yeah, on screen time alone. And he was talking about, but that doesn't even take into consideration when he's on the TV playing games or on his computer. Like that's a lot.
Oh, just overall screen time.
On his phone alone.
On his phone. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what mine would be. I mean, overall...
Yeah, because you do watch a lot on your phone, don't you?
I do, yeah. Because I don't have, like... at home, I usually don't have a laptop because it's usually left, like, elsewhere in my office or whatever. And so if I'm in my bedroom, I only have my phone to watch on. So, like, at night, I'm watching stuff, whatever, in the mornings. But actually... my overall screen time average is got to be probably much more than that. It's my overall,
more.
Yeah. My overall screen time, not just phone. Sorry, all screens is probably. I mean, so you think if you're at work, if you work at the computer, that's 8 hours right there, right?
Oh yeah, but we can't consider that at work. We do that for a living. It's not by choice.
Just like
it's not
podcast.
Optional.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, but even at the weekends, if I'm at home, like, all day, mine's a good 12, 14, 16 hours, basically.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's learn. Let's go out more.
There you go.
Let's do a podcast outside. How about that?
Ooh, that would actually be good. I was looking into these portable...
No, I don't want to go outside.
Okay. It's scary out there. Okay.
Have you heard of this new invention called squirrels? I swear they come after you.
So what have you been watching anyway? So this is the part of the podcast where we go through kind of what we've been watching in the past week. We've got a couple news stories to go on, which will be later in the episode. But
towards the end.
For anyone new, just kind of trying to summarize a little bit,
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll start off with a video that I definitely wouldn't watch last year. I guess this is a new me.
Yeah.
I watched the KSI video.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So he has his main channel, which is 19.
Sorry.
No, yeah, he has like a main channel that's like 19 million subs or whatever. He's got the second channel, and it just came up in my recommended. So yeah, like you were saying, after all this, I'm surprised I even clicked on it.
We rinsed him so badly in so many past episodes. Like, what's the point of KSI? How did he have so many? He's not good. He's not funny. He's just cringy.
Yeah. And what happened? Did I laugh? Yes, I laughed in this video. Hysterically, actually.
Hysterical.
But what it really comes down to, and I'll link the video within it, is he was just reacting to 2 other videos that somebody put up, and those videos just made me laugh. I don't know why. It was just so funny. One of them was, so you know how we've talked about it in a previous podcast, how Deji went on Logan Paul's podcast to like complain about KSI. Mm-hmm. Like he's being a bad brother, bad to the family, all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, there's been a lot of drama between them, actually, those two brothers. They basically just like fell out so badly that they weren't speaking.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that shouldn't be on the internet anyway, but you know, these kids nowadays, we gotta make money out of our personal issues.
Oh, we're having a fight? Sweet, I've got a birthday coming up.
I gotta pay the bills. What do I do? I'm arguing with this friend. I guess I could just put it online.
Yeah, exactly.
So somebody made this hilarious edit of like the podcast in like the entire podcast in like I don't know, like maybe an 8-minute video, and it's just like meme after meme and like very good editing and like dubs and stuff like that. It's hard to obviously describe it, but I'll link it, and it was so good how he was just making fun of everyone on set with the edits. But the video that actually got me laughing is somebody did it was just like a guy with a channel. It doesn't really do it normally. He just thought it'd be funny, and he basically did a voiceover for the Twitter battle or beef, I guess, between KSI and his brother. Ooh. So like they were tweeting, all the tweets have been deleted now, but at the time they were tweeting publicly all the stuff about what they're doing wrong in the family and how each other is just using each other to like make money, but you're not actually dealing with the problem, blah blah blah. But the guy did a voiceover and like this madly like Thanos from like Avengers, like that voice for KSI, and the most timid, weak, and almost sissy sounding one for Deji, and the drama that it brought out with those two voices, that video honestly got me laughing. It's perfect.
Okay, that's not a KSI video.
It's not a KSI video, I admit, but he made the video.
So what's the second channel actually called? KSI's second channel?
It's so, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's like, I think it's his whole name, and then at the end it's HD. So it's KSI Ola G-Det HD. It's his second channel, which I don't know why he's bringing it back to life, but he is.
What is the difference between that and his new channel?
I think, I don't actually know. I can't tell. Maybe because I don't watch his videos to know the difference. I think maybe this one could be just for reacting, but to say he doesn't react to his main one would be a lie. So
I'm just looking at his like. I'm just looking at a little of it. His room is always so boring. The room where he records.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing. I thought, is this a British thing? Do we just not have like entertaining enough personalities, one, versus our homes? Yeah. But no, I think that's him. That's his problem.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all these pictures, just, you know, like framed football shirts, his silver play button. Like, bro, just put them on the wall. Like, it takes 2 seconds to hang a picture on the wall. Is that, by the way, is that a lift? Is that an actual lift in his
No, I don't
room?
think he's got a lift. No.
But dude, have you seen? Look at the reaction video that we're talking about.
Yeah. What behind him? That just looks like stairs going down.
There's a button on the wall next to it. That looks like a lift.
You think he's got a lift
the door
in
on
a
the
British home? Yeah, I know the door you're talking about. It can't be a lift.
It's a British mansion. Okay, probably. I mean,
a mansion. Okay, maybe it is a mansion.
It looks a lot like a lift. Okay. Maybe it is. Can anyone that watches
now we have to watch more videos. I hope you're happy now.
Anyone that watches a lot of KSI, can you please let us know on Twitter, please? Okay, so that's interesting. I'm curious because, like I said, I don't like KSI, but you're telling me you were hysterical. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but it's only to be. I was just like clickbaiting you. It's the videos that he was reacting to that were hysterical.
Okay, we'll see. All right.
What about you?
So the first kind of thing I've been into is I've been watching some more VR videos. So there's this VR game called Blade and Sorcery, and it's basically, you fight with swords or whatever. But there's some dude that is so insane at playing it, it looks like an action movie. And he just does these cuts of him playing this game, and you're like, this looks like an action movie. He's like flipping the sword around, throwing stuff. He's like proper, it's just cool. Just really like impressive. I realize it's just a game, like he's not actually doing this, but it's just kind of cool, kind of impressive.
No, I agree. I mean, like some people make games look like a movie, like you said, or make it look like art. It's nice to watch somebody who's like really good at redesigning what the game was made for. Yeah,
exactly. It's just like, somebody that's just really good at something. So exactly. That was a quick one. So let me do a set. Get two in a row, okay?
All right, two for you.
The other video I've watched recently is the newest video from Jack Black. So we mentioned it must have been last week. We mentioned Jack Black has made his own YouTube channel.
Yeah,
it's called Jablinski Games. So supposedly he's gonna be playing games and be a gamer, but he's promised videos every Friday. So he's posted only 3 videos, so he stuck to it. And last week when we spoke, he had hit 1 million subscribers after posting one video. And now, a week after that, he's on 2.9 million.
Yep.
He's less than 50K away from hitting 3 million. So, I mean, that is pretty insane. That's pretty insane.
That is pretty good.
I find interesting about this is when we talk about YouTubers or whatever, so KSI with his 19 million subs, or even PewDiePie with his 90 million subs, it's like when somebody like Jack Black, who's mainstream media, who's obviously, I wouldn't have ever described him as an A-list celebrity. He's probably still only like, I don't know, C-list, something like that. Maybe B-list. No. At his height, maybe B-list.
You think? Well, he's been in a lot of movies, and he's obviously got that band of his.
I mean, yes, but even at his height, you can't describe him as an A-list celebrity because
okay. Yeah, no, I get
can't.
that.
So he would be B or C. At his height, like maybe B. But these days...
Yeah, I'll be happy with B.
Yeah, these days, he's definitely got to have been downgraded to a C. Come on.
Yeah, things have quietened down.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's just what's interesting is somebody like that from the mainstream can come in to YouTube and get, boom, 3 million subscribers in 3 weeks with, like, basically nothing. 2 of his videos, one of them, the first one is literally 29 seconds long. The second one is literally 50 seconds long. And his most recent video is his longest, and it's 3 minutes, 7 seconds long. So he's making a 3-minute... Overall, he's got less than 5 minutes worth of content. And he's got 3 million subscribers. And it just, like, blows your mind that is the difference between mainstream celebrity fame and the fame that we have on YouTube and things. You know, we look at these people on YouTube and we're like, whoa, you know, so many subscribers, like 90 million subs, like that's huge, you know, and yeah, don't get me wrong, it's huge, but when somebody like Jack Black comes in from the outside, it's like, this is nothing compared to their, you know, compared to their fame. The YouTube life is nothing. It's just crazy what a difference that can make.
Yeah, I know. I can't even say like if it was like if Natalie Portman just decided to create a YouTube channel, like, is it okay? Do you think that it would be higher, or does what he has, I guess, like, does it make sense, like the amount he's got right now?
So with Jack Black, I think he's got a lot of crossover because the sort of people that his fan base is probably mostly kind of in their 20s at this point, because when he was really popular, he was in a lot of movies that were sort of aimed at teenagers kind of thing. And obviously, yeah, with the Tenacious D and everything, it was kind of, that was around when people our sort of our age, in our 20s,
would watch MTV and stuff.
Exactly, when we were teenagers. So not to mention, I don't know, that something about him, the sort of movies he's in.
Yeah, they give a nerdy vibe, and the same kind of audience sits on YouTube too.
Exactly, exactly. So it kind of feels like there's a lot of crossover with the YouTube audience there. But having said that, somebody like, say, Natalie Portman, or, you know, whoever, I can't think of any other A-list celebrities right now.
No, those are the only two that matter.
Would Natalie...
Cameron Diaz,
exactly.
Or someone like that.
I mean, Cameron Diaz, I don't think would be A-list anymore. Would Natalie Portman even? I guess she would. She was in Star Wars.
She does write and direct now as well.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, if someone like her was to start a YouTube channel and push it, you know, on their social media, and I think that she would blow this away as well.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know about Cameron Diaz, you know, maybe.
It is funny that we're talking about that, because I know we're going to go into like RiceGum and his issue down the line, but when they were speaking, they were talking about how from Vine to YouTube to Instagram, and how followers follow, and there's a way that if some people actually just like your work, they're not really gonna follow you, but if they like you as a person and they can imagine what you are outside of your acting, your music, then they will follow you. I don't know if people look at Natalie Portman and want to know more about her, or they just like what she does.
Interesting.
But, you know.
I mean, the other thing we've got to remember is, although we say, yeah, lots of, you know, sort of, the sort of people that would watch YouTube in their 20s or whatever, you got to remember that YouTube is huge. Like, it's gigantic, and the breadth of different types of people that are on here is massive. So
it's not just easy to it's not easy to fathom. It's not just like, oh yeah, it's just, you know, people at school. Like, no, there's a lot of people watching.
Like, there's all kinds of stuff on here. You know, if you want to, we think to ourselves like, I can't really picture an old lady on YouTube. Like, I guarantee you, there are channels that cater to old ladies, or there are channels that cater to people who follow Cameron Diaz religiously. You know what I mean? It's like, there's all types of people. So somebody of the size of Cameron Diaz, let's say, or Natalie Portman, even though the crossover might not be as strong as Jack Black, their audience is still so big that there is a huge portion of them that are also on YouTube and, you know, doing a lot of stuff on YouTube and are likely to follow. So it's so interesting when this sort of thing happens. But anyway, his most recent video was like I said, he named the channel Jablinski Games. Like, he's supposedly doing gamer stuff, but he basically went to this pinball museum. It was just him and like his son. By the way, his son is repping H3H3 merch. Or not merch, their brand. They have this actual fashion brand called Teddy Fresh, which is run by Healer. Healer's the CEO. That's kind of the joke they always make. But yeah. So anyway, his son was repping that, so nice. But it is just him going around making some jokes about pinball machines. It's like there's nothing really to it. It's kind of entertaining because Jack Black's just kind of entertaining in general.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think I know about that museum. There's a Nerdist channel on YouTube, and the guy who sold it, his name's Chris Hardwick. He's like a comedian. He kind of directs comedy shows and stuff like that.
I've heard of him.
But he's like very obsessed with like pinball machines as well. And it's like I think I've seen that museum as well. Oh. Did he like? I haven't watched the video, but is it like a massive place with different types of like, I don't know, Ghostbuster themed and all these like weird stuff having a pinball machine?
It's only a 3-minute video, like I said, so he doesn't show a whole lot. He just shows a few machines, and he's like, he doesn't even really show.
You gotta have an intro and an outro, right?
Yeah, he doesn't even really show what they are. He's just like, yeah, this one's from 1921. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of entertaining. You can watch it. We'll be linking it. You decide.
Nice. I can't wait till it turns into 10-minute videos with a good thumbnail, good editing.
Yeah. No, the editing is not his style. He's rough and ready style. I'm telling you. All right, you go ahead, David. It's your turn.
So there's this YouTube channel that my brother actually showed me a while ago, and I've seen a bit of their videos, but it's a weird one. I don't call them YouTubers. I think they're just people who post on YouTube. But basically, they're called The Minorities. And they're just 3 guys from, I believe, Sacramento, California or whatever. And they're just so popular just in that city. Maybe that's an understatement. Maybe obviously people know them outside. Like they do have 500,000 subs, I believe. But they're just very popular in their town. And their videos are basically them going around and just, you know, like just talking to people in the public. So like they'll go around and like ask people, you know, what are your New Year's resolutions? Which is the reason why I watched the video, because, you know, New Year's, let's just see what other people are thinking about. But they're very, like the videos are very, what's the word? They're very focused on like girls, I should just say. So like they're just 3 guys who are like maybe 20 years old, 21, and they're not really funny, but it's just crazy seeing the life that they're living when they're so popular. So they'll just go out and literally hundreds, I would actually say hundreds of girls will approach the video and be like, oh, you guys are the minorities. And then they'll just ask questions like, what are your New Year's resolutions? What do you wish you didn't do last year? What do you want to do this year? And they'll go to like lingerie parties. They'll do truth or dare with the community. Basically, very simple vlogging, not hard to edit, not hard to make, but they are pretty funny, and it's crazy just to watch how people are obsessed with them.
It sounds like one of those channels. I mean, when I type the minorities into YouTube search, the first autocomplete that comes up is the minorities picking up girls.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
Do you remember Kasim G?
Yeah.
When he used to YouTube, now he's got a family. He doesn't YouTube anymore. But before he had that, he would obviously he would do his I forgot his popular video. I think it was, I can't remember. But he also does the Comic-Con thing where he just goes around and like just asks questions. And that was his thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
like
the
that.
camera in the air.
Okay, fair
and
enough.
they do describe themselves as amateurs with a camera. But just they are entertaining when you have the time for them.
Okay.
I'll link the New Year's confessions one.
But wait, is it safe for work, David?
What? I mean, that it's YouTube, right?
Depends where
Shouldn't
you work.
Everything be? Yeah, it depends where you work. Some of them, like when they go to a party, there's a lot of dancing and grinding. So definitely not those ones, but the ones where they're just out in the city or in the in the strip of like their town or whatever, then those are fine. So I'll link that one.
I gotta be honest, it doesn't. You haven't sold it to me. I mean, you said they're not that good. They're not that funny. I mean, what exactly?
Yeah,
why
because
exactly am I watching?
it's the YouTubers themselves are not great, but the video is entertaining because you're noticing that people love them and you don't know why. So it's like if I had a video where I'm just going around and people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's him." Like and I'm not interesting and you know that, but the video is interesting because you don't get why people find me interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's pretty much it.
Fair enough. Maybe they'll fake it. They're just like, okay, guys, everybody scream.
There's a lot of people that fake. Everybody scream. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Fair enough. I'm still not sold, but like, whatever.
I'm definitely like not like, yes, watch this, but it's my history. That's what we're doing.
Okay, so my final one I wanted to bring up this week that I watched was someone left a comment on one of my videos on my channel.
Ooh.
Just saying basically, follow for follow, basically. Except it was very, very badly written. It barely made sense.
Okay.
And I went and like looked at this person's channel. They got 19 subscribers, and it is literally just a kid who streams sometimes on YouTube, and obviously the streams just get uploaded, whatever. Now, I'm not saying this because I think you should go and watch these videos or subscribe or anything. I'm not even going to give the channel out because I don't know. It seems a bit weird just giving out this kid's YouTube channel, bunch of people coming to, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's a bit, I don't like, bit of gray area, like, I don't like it. But my point that I wanted to make was that it's funny, or it's interesting that kids can just put themselves out there like that, and they have no filter, they don't care, they love YouTube. They watch all these YouTubers and they want to be a YouTuber. They want to do it, and they can. That's the thing. There's like no barrier to them. The only barrier is their parents making sure they don't do it, because they can say, no, you're not allowed to upload to YouTube, but a kid could. They can just do it. They have computers. They have whatever. They have consoles and stuff. They can do it. So
yeah, it's easier for them to do that than get GTA 5.
yeah. So it's just and he's just playing Fortnite or whatever, and it's kind of cute in a way because it's so innocent and sweet, but it's also a bit weird or a bit scary, and not scary is too strong. Like, I'm really, not trying to make a big deal out of this, but I'm interested to know how many videos and channels there are like this, of just literally just little kiddies uploading stuff just because they can. And I'm wondering what's going to happen in 10 years or something. Are we going to have a YouTube that is full of like popular people, and they're all like, yeah, I started uploading when I was 7 years old.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like
yeah, and it's their 1000th video when they finally
get
recognized.
Exactly, and it's like it's so interesting because YouTube only really, it's only been in the last sort of few years that YouTube has become such a ridiculously gigantic thing that it's something that little kids will literally aspire to be. Like, it used to be, I want to be a fireman, I want to be an astronaut. Now I want to be a YouTuber, and it's like it's weird. It's crazy because saying something like that, I want to be a YouTuber. It's just saying I want to be a celebrity, right? It's the same level of chance that it's gonna happen. But the thing is, now at that age, a kid can be, in quotation marks, a YouTuber, because anybody can upload whatever they want. So they could, legitimately, if they stuck with it, obviously they're kids, and it's very, very unlikely they will, but there are going to be some people that stick with it for 10 years, and it's like, yeah, then we have a bunch of people. It's like, I've been doing this since I was 7. It's just crazy. It's so weird.
Just the fact that you can say that. I've been doing my job since I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's definitely to show for like when we were talking about parents who are making money off their kids being the star of the YouTube channel.
Yeah, now that's a whole other kettle
that's
of
a whole
fish. So the other thing makes me think as well. There's this streamer on Twitch who called Soda Poppin'. So he's literally one of, if not the biggest streamer on Twitch. And he was saying the other day on stream that he started streaming when he was. I'm saying the word streaming so much. I'm really aware of it now. Streaming. Anyway, he started doing it when he was 14 or 15.
Wow.
And he's been going, 10 years or something now. But that's because back in the day, he was playing World of Warcraft kind of on a, he's playing it semi-professionally. That's kind of, again, a strong word because it wasn't really that big of a scene professionally, again in quotation marks, but anyway, it's just kind of interesting. Like, it can happen. This kid who posts come follow me on my channel, he could be the next big thing. We don't know.
Yeah. And you know what's weird with that follow for follow thing? I don't know how much you've been on Twitter, but I have seen, no word of a lie, and this is like 5 years ago, maybe 1,000 Twitter accounts where they are 9-year-olds with more than 10,000 followers. Obviously, they're doing it with ways of follow me for follow and just like interacting with anyone because they got time on their hands. But the fact that all these 5-year-olds to 10-year-olds to like barely even a teenager can say that they've got all these followers and are getting all these likes, it's just crazy how they can create an image for themselves at such a young age that who knows what their life story is going to be down the line.
Exactly. I just there's the other this could be a bit of a problem, partly because the parents who are older, they're not as connected with this kind of stuff, and they always haven't grown up with it, and they're not as familiar with that world. They're not necessarily aware of the dangers, and they're not necessarily aware of how accessible kids are able to make stuff. They might not realize, okay, little Jimmy can just upload a YouTube video whenever he damn well pleases.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, it's like, it is the parents' responsibility to keep an eye on this kind of stuff, but because it could definitely mess up a kid. If they somehow take off, it could definitely mess you up because the internet is not a nice, friendly, cozy, comfy place, It just isn't. So you've got to, it's interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, we can't really report on it until we see these 7-year-olds 10 years down the line, but one can just by this sheer fact be like a bit curious, interested, but scared at the same time of what the heck's gonna happen.
I mean, look at people like Lil Tay. She's like 7 years old, or was it 7? I think she was 7.
I think she was 7.
And she gets big, and then it blows up because it turns out that her brother or her mother or whoever family members were basically exploiting her. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have much more of a point to make. It's just interesting. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just be aware.
So, do you have anything else on your list, or should we move to the news?
No, it kind of goes on to like the only piece of news that I know about.
Yeah.
In terms of internet being a very mean and scary place.
So
and for kids.
So let's make it official. We're now talking about the news. This is the news part. So the big thing that has happened.
I was thinking we should start having, like, when it gets to that point, we just have, like, that news, like news at 8 kind of theme tune.
Yeah, well, PewDiePie does that for his news show. He has, like,
that's true.
It's so stupid. So the big thing that happened is Jake Paul and RiceGum are relevant again. Wow. for about 5
Great way to
seconds.
title that.
Literally, we're recording on Sunday. This is getting released on Tuesday. By the time this is released, this news is already going to be dead, and no one's going to be caring again.
Yeah.
So we're already out of date, I promise you. But they were relevant for all of a few days. That's what I'll say. So do you wanna you can take the reins on this if you like, David. Go over what happened.
Yeah, I'll give it a quick nutshell. So I watched the Jake Paul video. I didn't watch the RiceGum one, but basically I assume they're identical. There's a website called Mystery Box or something like that, and it's basically, I have £5, $5 or whatever. I go on, I put my money and choose a box and hope I get something in that box that is pretty cool. And what the website says that I could possibly win, although it does, put a disclaimer, but you have to search for that disclaimer on the probability of me winning, stuff that is as high as a house, to a Lamborghini, to an iPhone, to jewelry, to small stuff like a fidget spinner. And all that apparently comes out of this box. Yes, a car can come out of a box. And I could possibly win that with whatever money I put in. And if I do put in £5 and I get a box, or whatever I get, I can sell it back and use that money to try and get another box, which in turn brings out the gambling.
So there's two parts to this. So like you said, yeah, you can win the physical things and they'll physically send you like whatever, the Supreme jumper or the Yeezys to you. Or again, like you said, you sell the stuff back for digital currency on the website, and that's the bit that really kind of makes it become kind of a cycle type thing. But the other thing is that there's been a lot of comments about people who supposedly won stuff, physical prizes, about never receiving the things that they won, never, or it taking weeks and weeks for it to come, and all this stuff.
Yeah. And obviously everyone who's reported on it, like us, can never verify that this website is a scam. But at the same time, there's enough facts for us to confidently say we're concerned that it is. Because if everyone's saying they've never received it, and also this website is new to me, and apparently it's that good, that it's nothing that good goes unheard of. So, chances are it's not great.
Exactly.
So Jake,
it absolutely seems it. Even just the look of the site, it just looks like a scam. And it looks so dodgy. And the fact that
if you could afford to give a house away, you can afford to have a good website.
Yeah. The top prize it says a $250 million house. Come on. But here's the thing. Even if it isn't a scam, even if all those prizes are legit, everybody gets everything that they win. Even if all that does happen, the thing is, it's still wrong to sell that kind of thing to kids.
Now, that's not the website's fault, would you say?
No, that isn't the website's fault, but that is Jake Paul or RiceGum's fault. Now, I would actually put more on Jake Paul because I feel that his audience is probably younger than RiceGum's, although RiceGum's audience is...
No, they're exactly the same.
Think exactly the same. Because I was going to say RiceGum's is probably, I don't know, 2 years older, but still underage. But yeah. I think, to be honest,
I would confidently say the same.
You're probably right, to be fair. And the fact that someone okay, so let's take Jake Paul. At least RiceGum doesn't profess to be kind of wholesome or pretend to be. Do you know what I mean? He's unashamedly a dick.
Yeah, no, I want to later on, no, I say later, but a minute or two down the line, I definitely want to talk about my impression of him, seeing him on Logan Paul's podcast where he talks about his issue. Okay. I didn't know much about RiceGum, but having seen him, boy, you probably want to hear what I think of him.
Okay. So what I was so Jake Paul is basically yeah, I'm a good guy. I'm wholesome. I'm for the kids. Disney Channel wannabe, blah blah blah. But like, he comes on and saying, "Yeah, kids, you should buy these." And here's the thing: they both do this. All the YouTubers that sell this brand do this. They go on and they act like they're winning. They go on.
Yep.
Obviously they've had the odds rigged for them, and they go on and say, "Oh yes, I won an iPhone. Yes, I won the Yeezy. Yes, I won the Supreme. Yes." And it's like, that's literally like 0.0001% chance of winning that. There's no way you won this stuff. You're faking it to get people to sign up to the website. So it's false advertising at the very least. At the very minimum, it's false advertising. Worse than that, it's doing it aimed at kids because their audiences are kids. And then even worse than that, the site is probably a complete scam. So it's like, it's just wrong on so many levels, and it's so dumb. Like, why would you think this is a good idea? I realize that January is a bad month for advertising, and that you guys as YouTubers aren't going to make a lot of money in January, but dude, just think. It's so obvious.
Yeah, I get why you said you'd have more hate for Jake Paul on that, because is money that much needed that you would do something that's so wrong and so obviously wrong?
Yeah.
Because everyone had this format of the video of going on, clicking a few things, showing anticipation, like, oh, I hope I get it. Oh, I hope I get it. And then obviously the next 2 days, which apparently is when you get your stuff, that's way too quick to, give someone a house, by the way. Yeah. But the next 2 days, all these YouTubers who are doing it, and it's not just Jake Paul and RiceGum. A lot of people have done it apparently weeks and months before, but, sometimes certain people get picked up. Yeah. And they come back 2 days after with like 6 boxes in their hands, with a brand new iPhone and blah, blah, blah. And they could say, this is the format that the website told me to do. And I don't know, I'm not saying kids should do it, but I am aware that I do have kids watching. It is still wrong.
Yeah, it's so bad. So, okay, tell me about RiceGum and him on their podcast and stuff.
All right, first thing, because he does say on the podcast, how much do you think these YouTubers are getting for this ad video?
100
promoted
grand?
Video. 100 grand is what Keemstar or whatever was offered.
Yeah, I'm saying I reckon that for this what is it called again?
Mystery box video.
I reckon they got paid 100 grand. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bit more depending on the YouTuber. But yeah, between 200 and 250.
Oh, wow. This is what RiceGum said.
Yeah, people got offered different amounts, but they're all 6 figures.
Oh my gosh. I mean...
Now that is a lot more than I thought.
So what...
For a website that's not big.
Yeah.
Or doesn't look big.
That's what I'm amazed at. I'm not amazed that these guys are getting paid that amount of money, because advertising costs a lot of money, and these guys have big followings, and they're not just, I'll watch an ad. It's these people have... the watching them will listen to, they'll take advice from them. So it's worth a lot. What I'm surprised at is that website has that kind of cash. Where are they getting it from?
And is it really that worth it? Because these videos, I mean, maybe I'm not a kid, but they're not that impressionable. And the flack you're gonna get is 100 grand for, like, maybe there's 20 YouTubers counted who have done this that are known and have the videos still there. Some people have deleted theirs. That's a lot of money to give away for hopefully to catch 100 people to go on the website.
No. Get out of here. 100 people know where I bet you anything these videos are extremely successful to getting people to sign up to the website. Absolutely.
Damn.
I realized
they look so terrible. I wish I was younger so it could work on me.
Like, yeah. I realize they look fake and they look terrible, and it's just so dumb and obviously wrong. But when you're younger and you're watching this stuff, and you obviously trust these people, you trust these YouTubers, You know, people like Jake Paul.
You have that RiceGum portrait on your ceiling, and you talk to him every day. I'm gonna be like you, Rice. I'm gonna be like you.
RiceGum is such an awful person, but yeah, it's like, yeah, they're gonna trust it, and there's gonna be a lot of people that go to the site. The whole point of advertising is you get more than you put in. If they're offering 250 grand, they know full well they are going to make that money back way more from people.
They're gonna get those whales, all right.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
That poor child stealing the mom's credit card. Damn.
That's the thing. These kids don't have money. Why are you advertising to them? They don't have money. They have to take money off their parents. So that's what they're doing. It's like, mommy and daddy.
Yeah, at least merch I get.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, you want a cool jumper, show off to your friend. But like, kid, you want money for a digital box? Like, to gamble with? It's wrong. It's just plain wrong.
Yeah.
What else did he say?
Oh, right. Okay, so this is going hand in hand with what I think of RiceGum. So Jake Paul, we all know, like, have an idea of what he is. RiceGum is there's a bit, like 1% of like respect that he just lives up to who he is. But 99 is like, I can't believe you're like this. He is so he is just straight up, I don't care. It's better than nothing. So he's like, I'm going to take this 100 grand because it's money. I want it. Done. Yet, it doesn't look great. I'm sorry, but I took it. And he even kind of talks to his fans like, you know I was going to do it, right? So I think he kind of feels like his fans are the same age. I don't get it. But he's like, yeah, for the money. So he was talking also about how he started, how like with the It's Every Night Sis music video, and his whole thing from being like that extra in like the Vine days of other people's like Vine channels, he would like feature there. Then he started YouTube and he just did like roasts of other YouTubers, and it was like he was getting so much negativity, so much hate comments, so much this and that, but he kept telling himself as his motivator back then, like, this is being known, but for something bad is better than not being known at all. Yeah. So his whole thing is, I just want to get popular. And he said now he doesn't really post or upload that much because he's now made enough money that he feels like he's good for life, and he literally has no regrets or care for whatever happened along the way. Yeah, that's the that's the 1% of like, at least he knows, but 99 for like, I can't believe that's you.
And now, to be fair, I've got to give a bit of credit to RiceGum here, because he is an awful person, but he's not trying to fake it. He doesn't come in like, hey, I'm the good guy or whatever. But yeah, he does have a young fan base, but he didn't ask for the young fan base. Jake Paul, physically, he's said before in interviews that he actually targets younger fans. Yeah, he goes out, he makes stuff specifically for younger fans. Look at the content he's making now, killer clowns and all that stuff. Like, it's for a younger audience because nobody else is going to watch that stuff. So
no idiot's going to leave a killer clown. Or a remote helicopter or car actually works. Yeah. So hilarious.
So I'll give RiceGum a bit of respect there just for being himself and being transparent. He's not fake. Yeah, he's absolutely not faking it.
Yeah, but let's cut that respect in half, because you told me about H3's reaction video, because they've got two, one on the thing that it happened and two on RiceGum's response. So, and in RiceGum's response, he wasn't giving this like, I don't care thing. Yeah. So yeah,
RiceGum was, oh god, his response was so awful. Well, I mean, although I'm giving him a bit of respect, he's an awful person. He's just not a good person. He has no morals. He's honest about the fact that he has no morals, but that bit of honesty is the only, that's the only time he's been honest or good, is being
so
honest.
Well put. That's so well put.
So his response video to this controversy, which was kind of broken. The big news was broken by H3 originally. Then RiceGum made a response video to H3. H3 made another video about that response, and in between kind of H3's second response and RiceGum's response, PewDiePie made a video about it. And obviously now there's tons of other smaller channels doing it, including
a lot of news channels. Yeah, a lot of news channels and magazines as well.
So RiceGum's response was literally he just barely apologized. Okay, so he didn't apologize for like the whole video. The whole video was just him going, so and so's already done it. This smaller channel did it a month ago. This big channel did it 2 weeks ago. Everybody's been doing it, and nobody gets called out. That was his only defense. It's like, a bunch of people have done it before. It's like saying, oh yeah, I murdered someone, but loads of people have murdered others before, so like, I'm not the first one to murder someone. What's the problem? But it's like, it's so stupid. And then at the end, and okay, so I've got a bit of a theory on this part, but to describe what happened, basically at the end, he says, okay, look, I'm sorry. He doesn't really seem that sorry. He's like, I'm sorry, so here's a bunch of Amazon gift cards for you all. And he's just putting, it's just ridiculous. Like,
that part is bringing back that 1%.
Of Amazon voucher codes on the screen to claim. He's like, yeah, $10 to $20. And, there's maybe 10 of them, something like that. And it's so his response to, I'm sorry I took $200,000 for doing this really immoral thing. Here's $200 back as my apology. It's like, yeah, no, I'll part with this $200. Like, I'm really sorry. It's just, but here's the thing. That is such an obviously stupid, wrong, immoral thing to do, but RiceGum knows that. This is my theory, okay? RiceGum knows that as he's apologizing, putting Amazon gift voucher codes on the screen is gonna get ridiculed and is gonna get called out for being incredibly wrong and immoral. He knows.
Oh no, he was laughing whilst he was doing that. He enjoyed that. He did that.
He knows that what the response is gonna be. He knows, and like you said, he doesn't care if it's good or bad. Like, any press is good press is basically his
motto in life.
Motto, yeah. He just does not care. He knows, right, what's the most ridiculous, awful thing I could do right now that's going to get the biggest response? Yeah, this, done, easy. It's just like, okay, fair enough. Oh.
Oh boy. And then, if anything, his response should have been Jake Paul's Twitter response of,
oh yeah,
what did Jake say? Like, yeah, lol. Yeah, like when somebody called him out.
So he said, Jake Paul said to H3 like, love this vid, heart, or something like that on Twitter. H3 responded, you do know that this video is calling you an immoral, awful person who exploits children, right? And Jake's like, yeah, loved it.
That should have been RiceGum's response.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. I want a proper statement from Jake Paul. I don't know if we're gonna get one.
You know what? I think they're just gonna avoid it. They also know, like you said at the start of this, 6 days down the line, this is old news.
Yeah. Exactly. People will have already forgotten about it. And at the end of the day, they've still got their $200,000 in the pocket. That's it. That's simple.
Crazy.
Okay. Oh, as a side note as well, this website is probably doing really well from all of this as well.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
People go like, oh, what is this website? Interesting. Or I will just want to see it, and then they'll get hooked or whatever. I'll just try one, That's how it starts. Slippery slope.
Yeah, just to see if it actually delivers,
Yeah.
I gotta do it for the knowledge.
I'm just curious. I'm researching. All right. I think that's where we're going to wrap up this episode of the Hit Balls podcast. Episode number, did I mention it at the start? Are we episode number 44 now?
Yeah.
We are.
Right.
Episode
Yeah,
number 44. So, approaching the big 50. So, please...
Don't call it the big 50 unless we have a good idea.
Oh, yeah. We'll get right on thinking about that. So, we release every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Please do subscribe to us either on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on any of your podcast apps on Android. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
See ya.